Hey guys, SK here, back with another Clash Royale video. Hope you guys are all doing well. As of today, the Double Evolution tournament is officially underway and it has began. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys 5 of, in my opinion, the best decks to use to have success with and win in this tournament. So as you can see, I'm already at 5 wins, and the goal of today's video is going to be going to 10 wins, hopefully winning 1 game with each of the decks I'm about to showcase. So if you take a look at the information on this tournament, it's going to last 4 days long, normal battle game mode, so no fancy special mode shenanigans or anything. And an unfortunate part of this tournament, guys, is that we are going to be having the Goblin available for usage in here. And so this card, if you are not familiar with it, has been dominating the entire meta and just breaking the game. So I feel like we're actually going to see this in basically every match, and it has a 125 out of 200 use rate in top 200 on ladder, if not mistaken. So it's just really game breaking and dominant. I don't know why they released such a broken card, but you can expect to see it in every deck today because that's just how broken it is. So about this tournament itself, guys, and the decks, I again collaborated with my good friend Alan. He's a professional coach. He's the coach of Riley, who is going to be playing in World Finals in a little over a month or so, or in a little under a month actually, and he's been part of the series for months. So much love to Alan, special shout out to him for helping me with the decks today. Again, every deck link will be in the description below if you guys like to check them out and copy them, and I will be breaking down each of the decks briefly, as well as playing one game with each of the decks to win them and show you how to play with them and win in this tournament. So if you guys enjoy the video, please be sure to like and subscribe, and let's get right into the deck breakdown, starting out with Evo Goblin Drill, which is an archetype that has been dominant for months, honestly, and I feel like this is still really good. There were balance changes just now in this season, and so Evo Drill was included in those nerfs, but I still think it's a very strong archetype that can basically beat any deck and archetype in the game if you play it correctly. Of course, we have the Goblin in here, because it just serves every purpose. You'll notice we don't have any air defense in here, because this card by itself can take out Lava Loon pushes. That's all you really need. We have Evo Skellies, Evo Drill as our Evos of choice. Bomber as a base card, because it's still so strong, got a nerf, and it's still just really good, cheap defense. Ice Spirit for a cycle, and Poison Log is our spells of choice, pretty common spells in Drill cycle decks. And lastly, we have the Cannon as a very good building. I feel like it's actually tied for the best building in the game. Everyone's been talking about the Tesla, but I feel like Cannon was always really underrated, just that Evo Tesla was strong, but since Evo Tesla was in fact nerfed, then I think Cannon's pretty much back up there now. So let's go into our first match of the day against Heisenberg. I was going to say Heisenberg, but I guess it's the bootleg version of Heisenberg. Give him the good luck and then go for the drill. First play, you can basically drill first play with this deck. I'm going to go Ice Spirit 2. Little aggressive, but I feel like it should be pretty good. And looks like we're up against Log Bait, if I had to guess. Okay, never mind. Maybe Hog Bait, because we see a Hog Rider. That's a beautiful log, actually. I'm going to take that log. We might actually get an activation off the Firecracker. Very kind of him to do that for us at the start of the match right there. So that's going to help us out quite a lot. And Activated King is always a good sign. So this is just some kind of weird Hog Cycle deck, maybe. I don't really know what it is. I mean, Hogbait is actually relatively common, but these lower wins in the global tournaments especially, people can really play anything, so you don't really know what your opponent's going to be running, and you have to be prepared for anything. So I feel like really well-constructed decks are important, and I feel like a deck like this one just has that capability to just, you know, kind of defend anything and win against anything. So Bomber should take care of everything. It's so strong for that cost. I'm going to go Goblin, honestly. I feel like I kind of overthink how often you're supposed to use this card. Like, I try and be pretty, what's the word, like, scarce, I guess. I try and be, like, pretty careful of how often I'm using the card, but I feel like you can literally just spam with the card. Speaking of spam, let's just go with our Evo Drill right now, and we can go for a Goblin ability in a second here. If it gets to the tower, I'll definitely go for it. I will still go for ability here. As you guys can see, it's going to get a lot of damage. Okay, actually, that was probably the worst ability I've ever played. Oh, no, wait, guys, that was terrible. I apologize for that. I should have waited like a half second so that everything went in front. Unfortunately, that was really bad. I think I'll still be fine because we have an activated king, but my bad, guys. Honestly, you need to be careful of when you use that card. Okay, Evo Firecracker, I'll just sack my Evo Skellies, and wow, okay. I do apologize, guys. The micro is lacking in this one. I just woke up, so I'm not playing the best, but I'm still going to try my best, and let's see what we can do. So yeah, I mean, this still looks pretty chill, but I need to stop messing around. So the Goblin ability, guys, it goes to the pole or antenna of the monster itself. So you actually can't really just spam the ability like I did there. You have to wait for stuff to be in range of that ability, then you can use it. So I'm going to go for the pre-poison on the Goblin Gang this time. Nice prediction poison, going to get that off. And then Mini P.E.K.K.A will kill the monster, or the doctor rather. I always get them confused. But as you can see, the Goblin Stein is tanking for the Evo Drill Goblins, or normal Drill Goblins. I'm going to actually just drill on defense here. And that's actually, okay guys, this is honestly kind of a disaster, but we're still doing really well because this deck is so good. But I actually feel kind of embarrassed about this now. Like, this is not peak gameplay by any means. But let's go for a bomber just to cut this MK into the middle, and then I think we should be okay. Yeah, we're pretty much chilling. I'm going to go for the Evo Drill plus Poison. This should basically be game. I mean, we have the Monster tanking for the Drill. We have the Drill, which is going to just be submerging multiple times. I don't think he can really stop this, honestly. And the Monster got really close to the tower. It didn't reach the tower, but I think I will pop my ability anyways just to DPS down that MK. As you can see, that was a really good ability. It's going to DPS down the mini P.E.K.K.A as well. Like, it's just such a broken ability. It just does crazy work. And you can see that even though I've made quite a few misplays in this game, it has not even mattered. Like, not really major misplays, just minor micro mistakes, but it really hasn't mattered because this deck is just so strong and it's just kind of crazy. So that's going to be a really easy first win, 1984 on the towers. And yeah, I don't know. Like, I do feel kind of bad about that game. Like, that was not the cleanest game by any means, but we were basically able to just kind of shut him down without really any concerns. Activated King was very helpful there. So moving on to the next one, we have this really interesting P.E.K.K.A Ram Rider deck, which is basically P.E.K.K.A Ram Rider cycle. We have Skellies and Esprit, which I would not expect in a P.E.K.K.A deck, to be honest, but Evo P.E.K.K.A has been one of the most broken decks in the entire game, broken cards even, for quite a few, or ever since it was released. I think it was actually only released last month, but it's been dominating the meta. I think it was one of the most broken cards of all time in recent history. It did get a pretty big nerf, but I think it's still really strong, honestly, and that just shows how strong it was before the nerf. So this deck is still going to be pretty good. I think P.E.K.K.A Ram Rider is a really good combination because Ram Rider is just a better version of Battle Ram. Like, it has that snare effect, it has that charge, and it's just really devastating. So I feel like it's going to be pretty solid. And we have the Ice Wizard, which might be the most confusing part about this deck. But Ice Wizard is actually a really strong card as well because many people are not running Fireball these days. So Ice Wizard is just really good on defense against so much stuff. It just slows everything down. And I feel like Goblin Stein plus Ice Wizard can defend just about anything. Like, that is some crazy defense right there with the stun of the Doctor and then the Ice Wiz slow. We have the Arrow's Rage as cheap support spells and Esprit, which is a pretty good cycle card, as well as the fact that it can just support P.E.K.K.A on offense. I think one important thing I want to talk about as well is that we're not actually using Cannoneer in this deck, and I feel like most P.E.K.K.A decks do run Cannoneer these days, but Cannoneer was nerfed, and I do feel like it's not the best anymore, to be honest with you. I feel like that nerf really hit it pretty heavily, so I don't know. I feel like Cannoneer's not really it, but we'll see if people still choose to play it. Honestly, I'm just going to go P.E.K.K.A first play. Well, this is basically P.E.K.K.A first play. This is pretty sus, but I feel like it's pretty hard to punish this play as well. Like, this is just pretty crazy. And he's actually playing the Goblin Machine. That is, speaking of crazy, that is actually crazy because I don't know, like, that card got buffed, but I still just don't really see it being that solid. Like, is it really that good? I don't know, but he has an Ice Wiz too. I guess he had the same idea. That Rocket, whoa, that Rocket's actually doing crazy work. I'm going to go Ram Rider behind this P.E.K.K.A and Skellies for the Wall Breakers. Okay, unfortunately that was actually behind the P.E.K.K.A guy, so that was my bad. I'll just let this all go, I suppose. We'll still get a charge. That's how strong Ram Rider is. Like, look at that. It's actually so strong. And P.E.K.K.A still alive. That's actually just, I don't have any words for what just happened. That's actually just kind of absurd. But let's just go Goblin Stein in the back. And this deck is actually just, like, really fun to play. It's like, I haven't really played a P.E.K.K.A deck like this before, but it's just kind of wild. And we see another Goblin Machine. I'm going to go P.E.K.K.A in the far back. That does not kill the Doctor, but I think the Rocket will. Yeah, unfortunately the Rocket is going to kill the Doctor, so it's something. I'll just go Arrows and ignore the rest of this, honestly. Yeah, we'll only take one hit. Arrows is so broken as well, by the way. He has an Evo Cage coming up, so I feel like we're going to have to make some kind of good offense happen. So I think we can go Ram Rider behind the P.E.K.K.A. Hopefully it stays behind this time. Last time it was actually in front, so that was a misplay on my end. Hopefully it's behind. Let's rage up the... Oh god, that Evo Cage, man. That Evo Cage is going to get me, isn't it? Yeah, that Evo Cage is just doing crazy work. Wow, okay. But Evo P.E.K.K.A is going to heal herself and maybe get to tower now. That Ice Wiz slow is just too strong. As I said, guys, Ice Wiz slow is hella strong. I don't know. This is looking like it's pretty annoying to break through. Like, I don't think we're really struggling much, but it's just looking really annoying to break through this guy's deck. Like, he has an Evo Cage. Evo Cage, another one of the recipients of the buffs and the balance changes, so Evo Cage is actually pretty strong. And Machine is, like, I don't think it's good, but it doesn't seem to be bad either. Like, the guy's just getting rockets on me and stuff. I don't know. Like, this is actually just looking like a really annoying deck to go against, I'm going to be honest with you. But at least he doesn't have Evo Cage this time, so maybe the Ram can do something, I don't know. Let's rage everything up. There's the Ram. I'm back to a second one, by the way. This is the benefit of cycling Ram Riders early. So I went one in the back, and now I'm back to a second one. And the P.E.K.K.A is going crazy, too. I think this might just be it. Let's go prediction arrows on the bats. If we do actually get that off, beautiful prediction. That's just going to be a good game right there, because as you can see, the P.E.K.K.A is just still alive as well. Let's just keep the pressure up. Let's go Evo P.E.K.K.A at the bridge. Unrelenting with this pressure. P.E.K.K.A still alive. Ice was still alive. There's no way he's staying alive here. Like, surely this is a good game. I'm going to rage everything up. Ram Rider behind as soon as I can. And I feel like he should this should just be it. Like, how is he still alive, dude? How is this guy still alive? I don't understand. That should be it. Like, Evo P.E.K.K.A, as you can see, is just unkillable in the right instance. So good game. That's going to be a great one, and that's going to just be a nice second win. So again, I feel like Evo P.E.K.K.A is still very strong, guys. There are probably going to be quite a few P.E.K.K.A Ram Rider variants in the global tournament right now. So I think that it's going to be pretty fun to play, and if you enjoy P.E.K.K.A, this new version is definitely worth exploring. So next up, we're playing P.E.K.K.'s EQ, honestly one of my favorite decks of all time, Royal Hog Cycle, with the Earthquake. We do have the classic Evo Skellies, Evo Ice Spirit. Ever since the Evo Ice Spirit came out, we actually did have double Evos in this deck, and Ice Spirit's actually such an underrated evolution. It's probably one of the worst ones in the game still, but it's actually still so good, especially in cycle decks. I don't know, like, it's crazy. So I feel like Evo Ice is actually really good, in this deck especially. We actually don't have any air defense. This deck normally runs the Archer Queen, but this time we're playing the Goblinstein. I almost said Cannoneer for some reason. This time we're playing the Goblinstein because it's still just hella strong. It does not need any other air defense. I'm telling you guys, I played against Lavaloon with this deck. All you do is drop a Goblinstein on defense, pop the ability, it will kill the entire Lavaloon push. Like, I'm not even joking, not even exaggerating. You just get the pathing right. Again, we have the cannon, we have some of the best defense in the entire game, honestly, with cannon, delivery, and cycle cards. Like, it's really hard to break through that defense, especially with the Goblinstein. Earthquake, the only downside of this deck, I feel, is that we don't have a mini tank in here, but it shouldn't really be a big deal, because we have the Goblinstein, which is, like, the monster kind of acts as a mini tank. Then we have the delivery as well, which you can outplay, for sure, with this deck, even against, like, harder matchups. I feel like Mega Knight is going to be one of the harder matchups for a deck like this, but it's still going to be pretty solid overall. And I feel like you can literally outplay any matchup with this deck. I feel like this genuinely might be one of the best decks in the entire game. I'm going to go for a Pigs opposite lane. This might be pretty aggressive, but hopefully it should be okay. Please don't go Mega Knight on top. Oh my god, he did. Okay, so how am I going to do this, actually? I think I'll go Delivery on the Witch. Then let's try and activate King off the Mega Knight if I can. So I'll go Cannon first. Let's try and get the activation, guys. So I'll go like that. Oh god, I can't do that anymore. He goes Ram. I have to go Goblinstein instead, I feel. And then probably pop my ability here. And then... Wait. I just popped my ability and it didn't come out. What the heck? Okay, that is actually one of the worst starts I've ever had to a game. Are you kidding me? That is actually really bad. I was not expecting the Battle Ram, to be honest, but that is why Pigs can be pretty aggressive, guys. You have to be somewhat careful, but I still think there's a chance here. Hear me out. I feel like there's a chance to come back from this ridiculous, terrible start. Let's see. I'm going to pop my ability probably on those E-Barbs. I think I will, but I'm going to wait for them to get in range first because you have to get pretty good timing on that ability. As you can see, it's going to just kill basically the entire pair of E-Barbs, like, by itself. But, guys, this start is actually really bad. I was hoping for no Mega Knights. Unfortunately, we're going to get Mega Knight. And he's playing Hog Rider. Let's go Cannon, please. Don't have, like, a good spell. If he doesn't have a big spell, this is definitely still winnable, as bad as this is. Unfortunately, like, this is actually just really bad. I guess I could have played really defensive against the Witch and gone, like, pre-Cannon, but then he might have also gone, like, Hog opposite. I wouldn't have had a Cannon, so I don't know. I guess against the Witch, my ideal starting play would just be probably Goblinstein in the back like I can right now, but I didn't have it available last time, so I just went Pigs aggressive. I feel like you do need to be pretty careful, guys, with how aggressive you're playing your Pigs in this deck. Like, I feel like you can go Pigs first play, but just be careful, I suppose. But this should be pretty good defense. I'm going to pop my ability here. I'm just surprised it didn't work out the first time. Like, I swear I popped that ability, but it just did not come down for some reason. I'm going to go Pigs right here. I feel like he's pretty low in Elixir, and he might go Mega Knight in time, but probably, like, a little late, so we can maybe get some chip. I just want to kind of punish the fact that he played so aggressively with those E-Barbs. Gonna have to defend this, and I feel like Evo Ice is going to be crucial in this defense. So let's pop our Evo Ice over here. Let's get our delivery to get to work on the Mega Knight while the Cannon is getting to work as well. I just realized he's playing... Oh my god, he's playing Battle Ram plus Hog Rider. That's actually insane. We're actually going to get a pretty good defense, though, as you guys can see. Like, defense is not that hard with this deck. I'm just concerned if he has a big spell, because we're actually, like, playing really well after that atrocious start. but I'm just concerned about spells. He does have arrows. Let's go Split Pigs. Split Pigs is a very good play, guys, with this deck as well, especially if they have Mega Knight. They can't really like commit to one side. We're gonna finally get our Goblin Sign ability on tower, so we're gonna get so much damage like that. As you can see, look at how much damage that is. That is just crazy work right there. I'm gonna pop my delivery as well, and then Evo Ice on the Hog, and I think we'll get this defense down. Let's log as well. Yeah, Evo Ice is putting in work, guys. We're actually slowly coming back in this game. I told you, the comeback is not impossible with this. He does go for the arrows. Let's go for our pigs right now behind this monster that is tanking. And then let's pop our ability, because it should kill those skeletons, I hope. It's going to DPS down the mini P.E.K.K.A for sure. So this is going to be a really hard defense. He's probably going to go Mega Knight in front now. Yeah, this is going to be one of the hardest defenses I'm going to have to play. But if I can defend this, I think I can genuinely come back, guys. So let's go for Skellies. Let's go for the Ice Spirit. No, the Ice Spirit didn't jump. Okay, that's really bad. I'm going to go for my second cannon, though. And we're actually alive, but oh my god, 87 HP. I need to, like, take the tower. I don't know how. I need to take the tower before he goes arrows. I feel like he's just, like, cycling back to his arrows, dude. Oh no. Okay, he's already, like, I have to go in. He's already back to his arrows. I have no choice but to go in. He's in a Mega Knight. I think it's over, guys. Wait, defensive Hog? Hold on. Please don't arrows in time. No! Wait! Oh my god. Okay, GG's. Honestly, I'm not that upset about that loss because it was just one mistake right at the start of the game. That is actually crazy. So I am a bit upset about that, guys. I can't believe I've already lost twice early in the GT. This, like, never happens. But anyways, let's just go right into the next match. And lesson learned. We almost came back, so hopefully you guys are still proud of that almost comeback. But I feel like we basically just need to lock in and be careful in single with this deck. So don't be aggressive with pigs like I was. I was, like, too aggressive there, I suppose. So let's just log. I'm going to leak here, honestly, because I want to activate King off that Firecracker. If I can. He also might go Hog in front. Let's definitely activate the King Tower. And I'm going to go Goblin Stein opposite lane. Just because I don't go same lane as a P.E.K.K.A. I feel like if I go same lane as a P.E.K.K.A, it's just going to feed him. Like, he's just going to get a free P.E.K.K.A on top of the monster, you know? So on defense, I might go same lane, but I feel like if they go for something like that, you should go Goblin Stein in the back opposite. I don't know. That's just me. But he goes for the Fireball Log, so that's 6 elixir. It's already a negative elixir trade, because Goblin Stein literally only costs 5. As you can see, Fireball Logs on defense, and we're still getting a lot of chip. I'm going to go for my pigs right now, because we got, like, quite a lot of damage. I'm going to EQ the Tesla as well. So he's playing a really weird deck. What is this? P.E.K.K.A, Fireball Log, Earthquake. We're going to get that EQ off. Going to get a lot of damage, actually, off on the Goblin Gang. And let's log as well. And we already have an amazing start. So this is kind of the reverse. Last game we kind of got destroyed in single elixir. This time he kind of got destroyed in single elixir. So this is just really, really nice to have, obviously, after what we just had. Let's go Evo Ice at the bridge just to force something out. Yeah, that's already a negative trade for him. So he obviously didn't want to do that. Just a -1. And Evo Ice is actually just so good on offense too. Like, Evo Ice is just such a good card overall, man. That card is just really good. Yo, I have data on. Okay, I hope my Wi-Fi isn't bugging, because I might randomly get, like, disconnected and reconnected. I think let's just go Goblin Stein. As far as how to play this card, guys, there's so many different ways you can play the card. You can go Goblin Stein in the back. You can go Goblin Stein split in either side. Like, there's just so many things you can do. He does Fireball. That's actually, like, really aggressive by him. But Firecracker is one of the best counters, actually, to this card, guys. As you can see, it just kind of, like, takes out the Doctor behind the monster. It's actually very annoying to go against. So I already have a cannon on the board. I'm just going to go pigs. Even if he goes P.E.K.K.A, I'm not that concerned. He actually does not go P.E.K.K.A, like, on top. So he goes P.E.K.K.A the back. So we'll get a fair amount of chip here. Then we can just go Goblin Stein in the back. And this defense should be really easy. He might have, like, Evo Mortar coming up. We can literally just Earthquake it. Like, there is no concern. Okay, he's going to go Fireball. I guess he loves... Okay, wait, hold on. Evo Firecracker is a problem, though. Let me just get back to a log for that Evo Firecracker. And Evo Skellies are still going to work, guys. Still a very strong card. Let's go Cannon low. Probably going to see an Evo Mortar now. No, he's actually not back, so my bad. Kind of messed up the counting. Let's go Skellies. Really fat delivery value right here. That's going to be very nice. And that is just going to be pretty much game. Like, I think that is Earthquake log range, actually. So, yeah. And a big tip I can give you guys with this deck, if you don't like facing, like, P.E.K.K.A, especially Evo P.E.K.K.A, one of the best, like, cues to use in this deck is try and save Evo Ice Spirit for the Evo P.E.K.K.A if you can. Like, I think that is pretty important. So, just wanted to mention that because I've seen top players talk about it before, and I think it's a pretty important skill. So that's going to be a nice win. Unfortunately, we did get that loss, guys. I still feel kind of bad about that loss, but I just played bad at the start, and I did not expect, like, that crazy deck. Like, we were almost winning the game. We actually almost came back. Like, I feel like just be careful, guys. I suppose if they go like witch the back and you don't want to be risky, don't go pigs opposite. Like, that's a learning lesson you should take from that. Anyways, though, I love this deck. I feel like you will definitely see this deck at the top of the very top of the global tournament, because they're definitely going to be top players playing it. So just be ready, because it's a very strong deck, and definitely expect to see it and know how to play against it as well. Next up, we have Electro Giant, which is actually a deck that I have not seen in quite a while. I feel like E-Giant kind of fell off, but because of Goblinstein, it's kind of back. Like, Goblinstein just kind of brought it back. I've seen someone actually doing well in the GT and on ladder with this exact deck, and obviously Alan did say it does work. So you have Evo Bomber, Evo Knight as our options. I feel like Evo Knight's not very good right now. I don't really see it that often. I feel like there are better Evos to use, but it looks pretty good in this deck. We have the Cannon again. We actually have Cannon in 3 out of the 4 decks we've played so far. It's actually such a strong building. Like, I'm not even exaggerating, but basically, you can actually get really good synergy with a Goblinstein plus Tornado. I feel like that's a big component of this deck. Like, Goblinstein NATO, you can line stuff up to get shocked by the Goblinstein ability. And just like that, you're going to be able to get great lineups. And you have E-Giant NATO, of course, Evo Bomber NATO. Like, this deck is basically very defensive. So if you don't need to ever play an E-Giant. You can still do pretty good. You can play, like, really good defense the whole game in Lightning Cycle. But we'll see what we go up against. I actually am not really sure. A little nervous of playing this deck, because I do feel like it's going to be pretty tricky against some situations. I haven't played E-Giant in a long time myself either, but I did play it to get up to 5 wins. It was a pretty good comeback against Hog Earthquake, so I feel like we should be okay. Let's go Bomber first play, and he goes for a Bandit. Okay, looks like we're up against P.E.K.K.A. Yes, this is kind of what I was concerned about, guys. Like, P.E.K.K.A. is going to be tough for E-Giant. I feel like that's actually a big reason. I forgot to talk about that. P.E.K.K.A.'s been so broken for so long, right? Marcher. Let's go Goblinstein, I guess. It should hopefully reset the Marcher. Yep, off the Knight, so we'll get a fair amount of chip. He does cycle the P.E.K.K.A. though, so I think we can pop our ability, guys, because look at this chip right here. We're just going to get free chip on the tower and on the P.E.K.K.A., just like that. So that's going to be quite a lot of damage, actually, like 300 just for that ability. Pretty strong. And then I could go E-Giant on defense if I need to here. By the way, can we talk about that? The fact that a freaking Doctor survives a P.E.K.K.A. hit. Like, that's just absurd to me. That does not make any sense. I don't think that's fair by any means, and they need to nerf that card. Let's NATO this E-Wiz into the E-Giant. Okay, P.E.K.K.A. is going to get a hit. That's so unfortunate and really annoying, but E-Giant's still going to get to tower at least, so we actually do get a little bit of chip. We took more than I expected. I did not think that stupid P.E.K.K.A. would get a hit on my E-Giant, dude. That was unfortunate, but this is definitely winnable. It's just going to be annoying, but I think this is winnable, even though it's going to be a hard matchup for sure. I definitely want to try and win this one. I think I have to be very careful with my E-Giant timings. Like, I need to build up a good situation instead of just going E-Giant randomly. I definitely need to get an activated king at some point as well. That's going to be very crucial. Let's go Knight really high. I'm just scared of the Magic Archer. He goes Magic Archer there. Whoa, that's actually really good for me. That Knight, guys, I guess that was, like, inadvertent, but it worked out really well. Bandit, oh my god, Bandit is so broken. Oh my goodness, how did that dash everywhere? I swear that was on 1 HP. Anyways, that's really unfortunate, so that's just going to kind of shut me down really early. I still think I can come back in this game, but this is just a really unfortunate start. Like, all things considered, this is a terrible start to this game. Bar Barrel Cycle, I suppose, goes for the Ghost. I don't know what to do. Like, I guess I'll just go E-Giant the back, and we get some nice Goblinstein damage over here. He goes P.E.K.K.A. to match the E-Giant, which is, like, totally fair. Like, I don't really know what to do, honestly, guys. I'm not really sure what to do here. This definitely feels like a very tough situation. I think I do want to get a Bomber on the P.E.K.K.A. though, so let's do that right now. Bomber the P.E.K.K.A. Should get some double bounces on the tower at least. Yes, we will. We'll get, I think, 2, so not too bad. Problem is, though, P.E.K.K.A. is going to kind of screw me over now. I think I will take a Lightning on the P.E.K.K.A. plus E-Wiz, and we're going to get a lot of damage, but we have a huge counter push to deal with as well, so this might just be a good game, honestly. And P.E.K.K.A. is definitely a rough matchup for this deck, but yeah, okay, there's the second P.E.K.K.A. Bar Barrel, and then NATO everything over. Yeah, no, this is just not really winnable. I mean, I'm still trying, but this really just is not winnable. There's the Marcher, and I can't really do anything about that either. Just lining up on everything. Yeah, this matchup is just unfortunate, guys. I'll NATO everything over and maybe stay alive? No, okay, yeah. So unfortunately, guys, E-Giant is not that good if you get P.E.K.K.A., I feel. So this is kind of unfortunate because I know we have 2 losses in here, but I think I'm still going to keep going because I feel like this one was not really that much our fault. Maybe I could have played better, but I mean, P.E.K.K.A. is just really rough, and you do have to be careful. I feel like you have to be a good E-Giant player to play against P.E.K.K.A. I feel like there are many other decks in the meta that this E-Giant deck can work against, but P.E.K.K.A. is just not one of them, so unfortunately for us, that's just going to be a bad start to this GT, but I'm not going to let it get me down. Let's just go E-Giant the back. Minor could be a bunch of things. Could be minor wall breakers, could be minor mortar. He does go for arrows, so minor arrows. Yeah, it might be mortar. Mortar, I feel like, is also going to be a pretty tough matchup for this deck, actually. I mean, we do have E-Giant, which is good on defense against everything, but the mortar itself is such a good E-Giant counter. That's my biggest concern. I'm just going to lightning everything, though. Mortar survives the lightning. It's very tanky. But E-Giant might get to tower, and hopefully we can get a bit of chip. Yeah, we'll get a little bit of E-Giant chip on the tower, so not too bad. I don't know how to play against these hard matchups, though. That's the thing, guys. I feel like a good E-Giant one trick can definitely like outplay these matchups. It's just really tough. I think Cannon should 1v1 the Cannon cart. I mean, that's kind of no. Oh my god, wow, that is, everything is going wrong today, guys. Actually, everything is going wrong today. I don't know why. Let's just bomber the Goblin gang, and then Goblinstein might get to tower, actually, because he has no mortar for it. Like, that's going to be pretty concerning for him. I'm not going to lie. How is he going to stop this? He might go for something on top of the Doctor. Yeah, he is. Let's pop our ability nonetheless. Gonna get a lot of damage for no reason. Like, I don't know why he just let that entire thing go, but yeah, just like that, we actually get a lot of damage, guys. So, I mean, can't complain much. I'm gonna go for a NATO and everything, the Knight for the mortar last second, and Barbarrel wants the Mother Witch locks onto the Knight, because I don't want the Mother Witch to turn that into a pig, and then we're actually gonna defend that. Wow, so we're actually in the lead because of the Goblinstein single-handedly, so shout out to Goblinstein, I guess. That came in really clutch. And we have a lead, so I guess, like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be an E-Giant deck, guys. I would say this deck, use at your own discretion, honestly. I did not remember about P.E.K.K.A. being so strong. I know I just played P.E.K.K.A. instead of super strong, but, like, man, that was actually just really frustrating to have that P.E.K.K.A. deck that I just couldn't do anything against. It was really frustrating. So, he does go for the arrows. I guess he's trying to kill the Doctor, and actually worked. Let's go NATO on this as well to get that lined up to tower. Evo Bomber NATO, one of the most toxic combinations in the game. That's just going to take the entire tower. That is crazy. I'm going to save my lightning, guys, for this Evo mortar that's about to drop, because I know it's about to come down, and I'm just going to try and lightning it off. Yep, there it is. So let's try and get a good lightning on everything. Defensive E-Giant 2 should do pretty good. Yep, that's a really high value lightning, as you can see, and everything just kind of melts. So I feel like this guy did not play this matchup well. Like, if he just spams defensive mortars, I can't do anything, but he just let a Goblinstein connect for no reason. I guess some people also still don't know how to play against the card, the Goblinstein, that is, so pretty solid in that sense. We're going to get a win. I was concerned we were going to lose again, honestly, and I feel like 3 losses, I shouldn't even upload the video at that point, but anyways, we do get a nice win, so that's going to be 9 wins. Let's try and get to 10, guys. Again, I do apologize for the losses. Been some pretty tough matches out here, but I guess you have to know how to play against P.E.K.K.A. I feel like a good E-Giant player, again, would probably know how to play against P.E.K.K.A. better. I just don't really know how to play against that. That just feels really rough in every sense. Like, even Magic Archer is hard to kill. And the Bandit interaction was so unlucky, too. Like, that was just 1 HP Bandit dashing everywhere. Anyways, last deck we have Splashyard. We're going to be playing Return of Splashyard, and 2 Splashyard players did actually finish top 100 in the season, last season, so it's actually not, like, dead, but this is a new version, and this utilizes the Goblinstein, of course. As you guys can see, every single deck today has Goblinstein. I really hope they kill this card, because I really don't like it. I feel like it's so unhealthy for the game, but you kind of have to use it to have an even playing field with people these days. We're playing the Goblinstein. We're playing the Evo Goblin Cage, which, as I said, was buffed. I think it got like a 10% DPS buff while stuff is in the cage. So it's just going to kill stuff even faster. Pretty standard. Otherwise, we have the Baby Dragon. We have the Evo Skellies, which might surprise some of you guys, but Evo Skellies, honestly, pretty solid card. We have it in actually 4 of the 5 decks today. So Evo Skelly is one of the best Evos in the game, maybe, right now, honestly. And we have no mini tank, but we don't really need one because we have Goblin Cage, which does spawn a brawler. Then we have the Goblinstein, which again has the monster. So I feel like otherwise principles apply, standard principles for how to play Splashyard. You just play very passive, very safe, and solid. You don't really do anything too crazy early on. You don't really go for early graveyards unless you have a good queue. And if you just play safe, you can like start to spam graveyards and triple. Like, that's just a really good way to play this deck as a base level. If you don't know what to do, just defend all game and go for graveyards like very late game. But of course, it's pretty niche, and I feel like I'll try and point out the niche situations if I get them. So we see a Bomber first play. I just go Goblinstein first play, to be honest. Bomber, Evo Bomber, could be a bunch of things. Fellow Goblinstein player. So let's see what we're going to be up against. out here today. The bomber's gonna die at least. I'm gonna go for my Goblin cage, actually. I do not want that monster to get close to my tower, so gonna pop our cage. He's playing E-Giant. Okay. E-Giant's gonna be interesting. Let's go for our ability right about now, because that's gonna shock the E-Giant, and we can then NATO everything. We're gonna get some good chip on the tower as well. He pops his abilities. That's actually why my stuff kind of melted. I'm actually kind of surprised by how everything melted too. Wow, that is really scary. We are up against the deck we just showed, I think, guys. So we're going to take a lot of early damage. That was a pretty tough start, but we do have the cage. I feel like this matchup should be winnable for sure. I mean, usually Graveyard does good against E-Giant. He's playing... Yeah, this is literally the exact deck we just went up against. So I do want to save my cage for the E-Giant, I feel. So maybe we can try and do that. What's he going to do? He's going to go Goblin... If he goes Goblin Stein, I kind of have to... Okay, he goes for a really aggressive Lightning. So I think I'm going to go Baby Dragon. Maybe I'm just going to go Graveyard, honestly, guys, because he doesn't have the best Graveyard counters in this deck. Probably going to Goblin Stein on me, but I'm going to go for the Graveyard with this Baby Dragon, and I can poison the Goblin Stein if he goes for that too. So let's go for this. He does go for a defensive E-Giant, but that's going to be a fair amount of damage with a Graveyard because his Tank 4 cannon does not full counter Graveyard. Yeah, just like that, we get a lot of damage. Perfect. Going to go for my high cage. As you can see, it's just going to kind of shut down this E-Giant right here. Look at that, guys. E-Giant just kind of taking a beating over there, like slowly but surely. And just like that, like the E-Giant's basically dead. I'm going to go for my Bar Barrel on the Evo Bomber. I just don't want that to get on my tower, honestly. That's a really perfect Bar Barrel. And just like that, we're back in this game, guys. I was concerned. In my mind, I was like, oh my god, am I going to lose again? Like, I cannot afford this. But no, we're doing just fine. Going to pop my ability. He does go for the Lightning that actually misses a Doctor. Just like that. That's going to be GG's. I don't know why he's complaining, because he basically did like Goblin Stein shenanigans first play. But that's basically going to be a good game. I'm going to go for a cage in the pocket just to tank for the Graveyard. That might be a really terrible play. I hope that didn't throw the entire game for me, actually. But we're going to get some nice damage on the second tower, so I guess it's an okay play. Yeah, see, this is actually... Hold up. We do actually get back to the Evo Cage, so... You know, Evo Cage is going to go to work, and... Yeah, this deck definitely counters Splashyard, to be honest. Like, or it counters E-Giant, to be honest. I was just really concerned about that start, because that was a terrible start. But we are doing totally fine. I'm going to go for the Bar Barrel, poison everything, and then NATO everything back. That should easily defend this monster, even if he pops the ability. And just like that, that's going to be a really nice win where he basically won in both lanes, guys. So he's kind of upset. But yeah, honestly, E-Giant, guys, I feel like if you play E-Giant, it is playable. It's back. I think one of my friends was like top 50 with E-Giant too. But just be careful, be warned, because it's not that easy to play. It's pretty easily counterable. That's going to be 10 wins and 3 losses, which is not ideal, you know, losing that much. But I mean, this meta is just terrible. Like, my good friends, or even Riley's getting losses early too. Like, this is just a terrible meta, to be honest. But to close, let's see what Ian's playing, because Ian, one of those players in the entire world, I suspect he's going to be playing pigs, maybe. Yeah, he is. As I said, guys, he's playing pigs, and I can expect this guy to go to like 30-0 with that deck. So just so you guys know, I would say the best decks that I showed you guys today are probably the pigs deck, the P.E.K.K.A deck, and the drill deck. But otherwise, that's pretty much going to be it for the video. So again, every deck link will be description below if you guys like check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck in the global tournament. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.